What is up, guys? Welcome back to yet another video. My name is Franco Torres. I'm a guitar player based in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and today we're going to be talking about the Peavey Invective 112 combo amp. So the Peavey Invective Amplifier is an amplifier by Peavey in collaboration with Misha Mansoor from Periphery, and it's pretty much a 5150 that's been modded the hell out to pretty much reach all of the kind of like modern needs of the modern guitar player, right? Essentially, and the way that he describes it is that you've got a 5150 with a clean channel that's actually usable. They describe it as a lap steel clean channel type of a situation where you've got something that is very clean, very traditional in a way, and quite frankly, you're gonna listen to it shortly. You can play jazz on it if you wanted to, which is kind of nuts, especially with an amplifier like this one, right? So it's kind of like a combo amp that can definitely do a jazz gig, but can go straight into metal if you wanted to. We've got a channel selector, so obviously you can change between clean channel and distorted channel. The distorted channel is a 5150, but with a twist. It's got a pretty tight gate on the front end, which you can get it to be really tight for that kind of shuggy sound if you wanted to. You've got a tight switch, which how Peavey describes it is it lowers the overall like volume by 6 dBs if I'm not mistaken, and essentially just makes everything sound a little bit tighter. And you've got a boost on it as well, all built into the front panel. So just 4 buttons that do all of that kind of stuff, which is pretty cool. Then of course you've got the master section where you have a reverb that actually sounds great. Again, this is actually really cool to be able to have that kind of reverb in this kind of amplifier. Presence and resonance knobs as well. And then, as we looked at it last time in the 6505, we also have your standard on and standby switch with light indicators that pretty much make sure to let you know that the tubes are either working, or if anything's wrong, it'll actually start flashing red. On the back panel, we've got something very similar to the 6505 that we looked at in the last video. We can actually change between wattage on this one, so we can go from 20 to 5 to 1 watt. On this video I'm actually recording 1 watt, and it's plenty loud, but I would definitely see myself, if I was using something like this in a gig, I would definitely see myself using it obviously in 5 or 20 watts. You've got the XLR output on the back with the ground lift as well. So the way that I'm recording everything in this video is SM57 in the front, which by the way, we've got a Celestion V30 speaker in there, and then I'm also taking out the XLR out. I'm panning left and right so you can kind of like tell the difference and blend the two. And to be quite frank, with this kind of amplifier, I do love how it sounds when you're blending the XLR DI and the SM57 in the front. There's something about it that just sounds right. And then on the back panel, we also have the effects loop. So pretty standard. You go out into your modulation or delay and reverb pedals and back into the amplifier. And without further ado, let's kind of like just check out some tones on the amplifier, and yeah. So after playing it for quite a bit over the last couple of weeks, I really like this amplifier. It's obviously very similar in a lot of ways to the 6505 that we had on this channel a couple of weeks ago. But again, with kind of a twist. Obviously, we're looking at a combo amplifier, so that just makes it, different than the other one by itself. But again, the fact that the clean channel is kind of like a modified take on a clean channel on this kind of amplifier, and then you've got all those switches with like the gate, and you've got the tight boost and all that kind of stuff in the front end of the lead channel. That's really freaking cool, right? You've got a bunch of different options all in this platform. Something that's actually really cool of the bigger heads, not particularly to this one, is that the bigger heads actually have even more functionality to them. Besides obviously being more wattage, the head that's the biggest actually has some outputs for powering your pedals, which that's insane. I don't know why that's not a thing in other high-end gain amplifiers, right? For the most part, you're using either a Tube Screamer precision drive or a gate that you like in front of the amplifier. Why not have the power for those pedals built into the amplifier? That's really cool. Something that I kind of, wish that was in this amplifier combo, because that would make it just extremely killer in every single situation. But I will say this though, the amplifier is actually really darn cool. It sounds great, very punchy lead, very 5150, 6505 kind of sound to it, which is really darn neat. And the clean channel, I mean, you can play anything on it, right? I definitely think it's a very versatile amplifier. And yeah, do let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I would love to hear you guys' experience if you've had any with this amplifier or with the new Peavey lineup of products. I think they're definitely making some really interesting products that are obviously some classics and some classics with a twist. And that's kind of like where I think the money's at, right? Just again, this kind of amplifier, the whole concept behind it, obviously bringing in Misha Mansoor from Periphery, it's a really cool concept of an amplifier, and actually sounds really, really darn cool. Anyways, if you guys like this kind of video format, please do consider liking and subscribing down below. Hopefully, I'll see you guys in the next video.